Very good afternoon, students. So today we will be starting our third unit in our subject principles of management. And in the third unit, we will be studying about organization. And organization, then we'll be studying about departmentation, delegation of authority, then span of control, recruitment and selection. These are all the topics we will be covering in our third unit. So today we will see about the topic recruitment and selection process, where you people will be facing this situation in next 1 year or 1.5 years, where you will be going for any this particular process and all you will be coming across in your lifetime. So this is very interesting topic if you are gaining more than theoretical knowledge, practical through practical perspective. If you are studying this particular topic, it will be very much useful for you, and you can study the various topics coming under this recruitment and selection. And we will see what all the contents is there or contents are there in under the theoretical perspective. So under theoretical perspective, we will see recruitment and process of recruitment, selection, and steps involved in process or steps involved in selection, then interviews and types of interviews. Then in practical perspective, we'll be studying about job description and job specification. And we will be seeing most of the students would have not come across these two concepts, cold calling and head hunting. If you are a management student, I think you would have come across headhunting, but as an engineering student, you would have not come across both these two concepts, cold calling and headhunting. These are all the topics we will be covering in our today's session in our Moodle class, and we will see one by one. First one is recruitment. So it is recruitment is the process of searching for prospective employees, stimulating and encourage them to apply for jobs in an organization. So where the company's duty is to find out prospective employees to motivate that particular persons to apply for the jobs in that particular organization. This is actually a simple concept in recruitment. In simple words, it is a process of generating the applicants to fulfill the vacancy. It arises due to scarcity of people in the organization. Why recruitment is arising? Because many people, many companies, there will be vacancies, there will be lots of vacancies. Every year people will be retiring if it's a government organization, and if it's a private organization, people will be leaving the organization. So there will be scarcity of people in the organization to fill the vacancies. Normally, this recruitment process will be taking place, and this is actually design making process. Recruitment actually, in general, if you want to talk, a recruitment is a two-way street. A recruiter has a choice whom to recruit and whom not. Also, the prospective employee has to make decision usually on three different bases. So whenever a prospective employee is applying for any job, he should make a decision on usually three important factors, mainly the critical content, that is the main your weightage in your subject, and subjective factors, and then objective factor. These three areas the employee should concentrate in their while they are going for any applying for any jobs. And so normally in objective factors, people always they'll be giving weightage and evaluating for measurable characteristics of employment offers, such as here itself it is being displayed, the pay, the benefits, then mainly the location, an opportunity of advancement. Opportunity of advancement means your career growth and nature of work to be performed in educational opportunities, whether you are having the opportunities to go for higher education, if you go in, to enter in, if you are entering into this particular organization, and mostly people will be looking at least, if not the last one, the first five things people will be looking in your objective factor, that is pay, and then benefits. So benefits, when you are talking about compensation, we'll be studying this particular topic. Benefits, then location. So the location should be very much close to your residence, like that and all people will be seeing. Then opportunity of advancement, where you are after 2 years or 3 years, how will be your career, like that and all people will be looking, and the nature of work to be performed. What is the work you are going to perform in that particular organization? And finally, one more objective factor is whether the employee will be given educational opportunities to grow in this particular field itself. These are all the objective factors. And subjective factors is actually they will be talking about mainly the personality patterns, then image of the organization. These two factors will be considered into uh, into subjective factors. So please understand that many people, you people will be having an idea that you should work in so and so company because the image of the organization has grown very well. So it has reached the mindsets of the students and the employees that if you are working in so and so company, that you will be having an dignity in the society. Then personality patterns. These are all the things we'll be looking into subjective factor. And then critical content. So the candidate is unable to make what is critical content means. If the candidate is unable to make a meaningful differentiation of organization's offers in terms of objective or subjective factors due to lack or limited contact of the organization. Then choices should be based on behavior of the recruiter, the nature of physical facilities, and efficiency in processing the paperwork associated. So if you're not able to differentiate the objective or subjective factors due to a limited contact of the organization, then the choices will be based on these three factors. What is the behavior of the recruiter, then the nature of the physical facilities available there, then how far your paperwork, the processing of your paperwork has been associated, the efficiency I'm talking here. Then this is actually the process of recruitment. So where you will be talking about, so please see the arrow mark, like that only it will be going. So recruitment planning. So recruitment planning is the organizational will be planning the ideas. So where they will be talking about how much employees we should have, what type of employees we need, how much employees we need, and to which areas we need. So like that and all, they will be planning the recruitments. So which departments require most number of employees. And according to the recruitment planning, we will be planning for the strategic development. So what are all the strategies you will be developing for the recruitment process? So you will be seeing actually, you will be what are the methods to recruit employees for the organization. So that is actually what they'll be looking on the base. So that is actually strategy development. Then searching. So nowadays there are lots of methods to search and collect all the details of the persons or the persons who are looking for any jobs. Like that and all you will be having lots of search engines or there are lots of nowadays if you want you can go for campus placements and there are lots of recruitment agencies. Everything will be there in searching. So you can talk in any point of view in searching. And then after searching, you will be coming for, you will be finding out the right candidate. Say if there are 1,000 people, are applying, you will search from them itself. Out of the 1,000, you will select 100 and you will be screening them. After screening, so while screening itself, you will be talking about all the factors where we have talked about objective factors, subjective factors, and critical content. All these things process will be taking place in the screening method, and then after screening, you will be going for evaluation and controlling of the particular employees. So you will be evaluating that particular employees, and after evaluating, so you will be asking him to come to that particular organization, and you will be having that control over the employee that he will not be searching for any other companies in next 1 week. So that much advancement people will be taking place in that evaluation and control. Here, searching and screening is a very big process where the company will be playing a very very vital role. It is a lengthy process here, both searching and screening. So after screening, finding out the right person for that right job, you will be seeing that evaluating that. Say for example, I told 100 employees, 100 persons are recruited, and you will be evaluating. And after evaluating, we will be finally selecting 40 or 50 according to the need of the organization. So this is actually when we talk, it will be looking very simple, but it will take time. So this is the example I was talking. This is recruitment planning. So the applications will be received to the company will be 2000, but the really qualified applicants will be only 200. And initial level of selection. So initial level of selection means, say for example, a written test will be there. Out of that written test, only 40 will be there selected, and after 40, uh, there will be some other mode of interviews, and there will be some other according to the cadre they'll be having different types of tests, and then they'll be after initial level of selection you will be selecting and giving an offer letter, and you'll be giving for 30 persons, and out of the 30 only 20 will be joining, because wherever you go you cannot expect all the 100% will be having a turnover. When you are selecting, there will be some percentage where people will not be turning out. So it happens in every organization. So this is actually one concept, strategy development. It is a method or ways to achieve the organization objectives. It is followed either to make or buy decision, deciding whether to take freshers or experienced person or an existing employee and give them training. So we should find out whether we should recruit nearly the new employees or the freshers we are talking, or talking about any experienced person in that field, or giving a training for the existing employee, uh, and he can carry out the work. This thing we should have we have to make any decisions. So these are all the things that when you're talking about in this topic, make or buy decision. So that is what we are talking here in strategy. So there are main topic here is in recruitment, sources of recruitment. So sources of recruitment is actually here talking about our own database, then employee referrals will be there, and then sometimes through networking, and then the persons who have already applied, previous applicants. These are all will be either. Then one more, two more points also we can discuss here: promotions and transfers. These are all the points will be covered in internal source. So please understand, internal source means where you will be recruiting the persons within the organizational levels itself. Say for example, employee referrals. Through the employee referrals itself, you will be selecting the new employees to the organization. These are all internal. But external sources, you will be giving advertisement in papers, and there will be consultants, and then Sometimes you will be calling for walk-ins, and nowadays everything is being outsourcing, so you can go for contractors. Then campus recruitments. Then one more concept is TAT. So TAT is thematic appreciation tests. So these are all a very important topic. Please, very important topic here is sources of recruitment. So sources of recruitment. So what are all the sources of recruitment means? One is internal source and second one is external source. Internal source means where you will be recruiting the employees within the organization itself. Examples I have given here. And external source means there are many sources by through advertisements, then through consultants, through walk-ins, then campus recruitments. Everything will be happening in external source of recruitment. And then actually this one is the actual process starts in the stage where actually selling the organization to the employees really taking place. You will be searching. It will be in this stage only where actually selling the organization to the employees takes place. Where you should talk about your organization and what are all the benefits being given to in the organization to the employees. Then screening. That's what we're talking about now. So filtering the unwanted applications based on the criteria we set up for posting. So we'll be fixing some, say there will be some norms. So B is eligible means, so we'll be fixing norms. You will be fixing some norms, but 1,000 applicants are there means, so 300 applicants will be unwanted applicants. So you will be screening them. Then you will be talking about evaluation and control. So here we'll be talking about analyzing whether the given job is performed properly or not, then evaluating the recruitment process based on the number of candidates selected or rejections, then performance of the candidate. So everything will be checking here where how he has performed in the interview, that is the performance of the candidate. Then you will be analyzing whether the given job is performed properly or not. The task given to the employee is performed or not. Then evaluating the recruitment process itself. So based on the number which you have selected for the organization. And the next topic is actually where in the beginning itself I told two topics. It is not two topics. Wherever you go, recruitment and selection, it is actually they'll be talking only in same topic. So this is actually process of selection or steps in selection process where the selection method will be varies from organization to organization. So this varies or differs due to levels for which selection is made and also based on the need of the employee. It will be varying. Why? Because what is the selection? What is it actually? What is the for which selection it is made, and also it is based on the need of the organization. So which levels of people you are going to recruit, and what is the need of the organization. These are all the things it will be varying. So that certainly I am telling it will be changing or it will be varying organization to organization. So in this selection process, we will be talking about screening of applications, then selection, test or methods of tests, then interview will be there, then checking for reference. Nowadays, previously it was not there, checking for reference and all, then physical examination, and then only finally they'll be giving placements. So sometimes in some books and all, it will be going for 9 points like this and all. So it will be breakups. That's what. It will not be. Please don't confuse if you refer any book. Simple process I have given. Screening of applications, then selection, test or method. That is methods. Test. Uh, Selection, test or methods. Test methods. Then interviews. Then they'll be talking about after the interview process is over, you will be going for reference checks. Then if the reference check is over, they will be calling for physical examination of the persons who have cleared the reference sections. and then only they'll be, after if you're clearing the physical examination test, you will be going for placements. This is actually the selection process taking place in most of the 95 to 98% of the organization. They follow this type of selection process only. So this is what we're seeing in the previous slide, talking about screening of applications. Before a hiring, manager should review the applications. So whether they are really meeting the eligible requirements for that particular post. Because screening of the eligibility determines, it will be determining who will be moving forward in the job competition. So like that only there will be a screening. So based on your educational qualifications, if they are fixing educational qualifications, they will be saying only educational qualifications. If they are keeping in criteria of experience, they will be giving weightage for experience. Like that only they will be screening for the eligibility candidates. This is what in screening of application will be taking place, and then selection test, talking about here methods of tests also we can cover in this particular slide. Aptitude test, where you people, that is engineering people, will be should compulsorily will be writing this aptitude test, where they will be finding out analytical reasons, then skills, and ability to learn a new job. These are all the things they'll be finding out in your aptitude tests, and they'll be finding out intelligent test to check the IQ. And nowadays, not only IQ, one more EQ is there, emotional quotient, but also they'll be finding out according to the nature of the job whichever the according to the nature of the job you're going, they'll be finding out your EQ also. Then personality test, whether you are an assertive person or submissive person, or you are a dominant person, or you are enthusiastic person, or introvert or extrovert person, this type of personality test they'll be keeping. So assertive means that you are always looking for safety. Submissive means always very much polite and listening whatever others are telling. And dominance in character, so you will always dominate others. Then every time you will be enjoying, enthusiastic. Sometimes people will be introvert. So every time people will not be sharing their views. They will be always very much silent. Extrovert person means they will be always talkative, and they will be very much interested to learn many things. Then comes interviews. So talking about here interviews. In this slide also, one particular section B part question also will be covered. Methods of interviews. So preliminary interview is just for to know whether the candidate is really fit for the next level for the job or next level of interview. So this is actually the preliminary interview. So whether he is ready for to go for the next level of interviews in the organization. That is actually preliminary interview. And second one is about stress interview, whether if the candidate is being given really the stress situation, whether he can handle that situation. They'll be conducting that stress interview, and they'll be giving some cases or they'll be giving some situations, how far he is taking decision. And according to that also, they'll be finding out his stress level. The depth interview means the depth interview, why they are conducting, because to know the how far he is having the subject knowledge about the particular subject. So how much knowledge you are having in your specialization. This is actually, it will take some time. When you go for any very big companies and all, they will be checking this particular concepts, depth interview and all. Then patterned interview means actually there will be some sequence of questions. It will be structured, and sequence of questions they will be already uh, fixing it, and they'll be planning it, and they'll be giving to all candidates. So pattern interviews, so they'll be giving a questionnaire. It will be already fixed what they'll be asking. So There will not be any change in that. So it is called as patterned interview. And then unpatterned interview means on the spot questions will be raised from the answers given by the candidate. See, nowadays, so unpatterned interview is becoming very famous because if you are if you are sending your resume, from your resume only people will ask questions. So that is actually unpatterned interview. If you have put something in resume, so you should know that you must be very strong in that field, or else you should not put in your resume. So only I'm telling. So unpatterned interview and all on the spot questions, people will be raising questions according to the answer what the employee is giving or the candidate is giving, not employee, please. Candidate is giving. And group discussion. Nowadays, all people are being going for group discussion. What is the reason for group discussion? Because competition is very high. So to avoid that competition, they will be forming a group, minimum 10 to 12 in a group. And in the 10 to 12 in a group, only two persons will be selected for the next level. So here they will be checking many skills in group discussion. We can easily find out. So here they will be having your decision making skills, your leadership skills, then your participative skills. Everything you will be we can find out in your group discussion concepts. So in this slide, we are not seeing only the selection process. That is, selection process is interviews. We have covered also one important topic, methods of interviews. So please study the concepts here. And after the any this that particular interviews are over, uh, before this concept and all has been raised before only 15 years before. Previously, it was not there. Reference check whether the candidate contact, they'll be checking the contact of the candidate. And but here itself it is being given. This is not the better way of selection. It must be combined with other methods of selection. Reference means, say for example, you have completed some course in one particular college. Once if you are joining that particular organization by after leaving the college, say for example, after you're completing in the year 2022. So in 2023 you're joining an organization means, and they'll be checking whether the candidate has completed his course in so and so college. So not only there, if he's having a employee, that a particular candidate is having some experience means that also they'll be checking whether the concerned candidate has worked or not. And if you don't know anything, reference check means getting a letter from the particular well-known person in the society, and you should submit in the organization. Any So the persons who are eligible to sign, attested persons, sometimes they'll be giving reference and all. So that also you can submit. And next comes your physical examination. It depends upon the type of organization or the type of not only organization. Sometimes if you're going for say not in military level or some other in navy or there are different types. So I'm not talking about you're going for military means, I'm not talking you're going to go for soldier level, I'm not talking about that. There are different posts in that uh, sector itself. So for that physical examination is really needed to check whether the candidate is physically fit to perform a job. Say, one live example I will tell. I This has happened before 15 years before. Yes, 15 or 16 years before. One of my friend has completed B Farm and he has applied for a post in the military department. So he has completed B Farm and he has applied. What post is to be a pharmacist in that military level, wherever there will be pharmacy, wherever even in Chennai there are wherever the military setup is there, there will be a pharmacy. So to work in the pharmacy, he has applied. So he has cleared all the levels of selection process, and finally he came to physical examination. So under physical examination, when he has gone for eye checkup, so he was having some problems in his eye, and he was rejected. So these are all some examples. Depending upon the organization, they'll be finding out whether the candidate is really fit, physically fit to perform job, and to know whether the candidate is free from spreadable disease. Nowadays, if you want to go for any countries also, they are asking to get a certificate that you are not having so and so fever, and they should be having some injections and all. It is there. So that and all it is. In physical examinations, they will be checking these things and all, and finally only you will be talking about the appointment order. And in the content I told it, we will be talking about job description and job specification. A job description is actually it is a job related, and job specification is related to the human qualifications required to do the job. It is a person related. Okay, so job description is they'll be talking what is it you're going to do, what title, job title, and what job you will be doing. There is job summary and duties and responsibilities in that particular job, and where you will be working, and working conditions in the workplace, and what are all the machines, tools, and equipments you will be using. These are all the things will be there in job description. But job specification, when you are applying for any job, where you need is education, then experience, training or judgment, communication skills, and physical skills. So this please understand. So job description is you're talking only about the job, but job specification is talking only about the personal factors related to humans. So please understand what is job description and job specification. And next we'll be talking about uh, cold calling. Cold calling. So cold calling is the process of so this is actually new concept for you, where cold calling is a process of approaching prospective clients typically via telephone, which has not agreed to such an interaction. So this approach will be based on the idea that the purpose of the call is not to make a sale, but to build trust and discover the truth about whether there is a good match between the potential candidate and the service offered. Say, where people are talking about nowadays consultants. So consultants, they'll be recruiting people for a very big organization, and they'll be sending the candidates to that particular organization, and they'll be that consultant will be calling again to the company and finding out, it is not to disturb. They'll be finding out whether whatever the service offered by that consultant is being satisfied to the company, so that next time when they are approaching, it will be useful for them what type of service can be given to improve related to selection process. This is actually cold calling. So mostly it will be done only by the consultancies in the, the selection area. So these are all some slides which you can gain knowledge, things to be avoided during cold calling. So you should not give importance for selling on priority, and you should not put yourself in a positive mindset, and calling the wrong prospects, not setting clear objectives, lack of preparation. So having a weak opening statement, not setting yourself a number of call attempts, then asking too many closed questions, giving up too easily. So these are all the things. These are all an additional information for you related to cold calling. Please understand, cold calling means the consultants who is having a tie-up with the organization, they'll be making a call to that particular organization, and they'll be checking out whether whichever the candidates they are sending to that organization, whether they are satisfied. So this is actually cold calling is and head hunting. So head hunting is where finding out the potential candidate. Okay, this is the actually head hunting. This particular head hunting concepts it is only suitable for middle level management and high top level management. So please understand it will not be suitable for uh, low level management and all. Even middle level management sometimes it will not be suitable, but top level management it suits actually headhunting. So headhunter will map the market by making a target list, an overview of the client's competitors, identifying potential candidates within these companies and approach them to present them for the role. So this is actually headhunting. It is a so I'll tell what is the meaning here. It is a process to approach people working into same industry which suits the profile you are working upon, even though you don't have the direct contact details. So you'll be searching actually because companies and all when they are taking for any top post means they only will search. So it is called as an headhunting. And I told where so questions are being raised why for higher conversion rate to target candidates who otherwise may not apply. They'll not be applying mostly top management and all. So you will be searching and then you will be pulling them to your company and quality of CV is low. So niche skill requirements. So I'll be asking a question in this particular topic. What is niche? So please be ready. Please find out what is niche. I'll be asking a question in next Google Meet class. Then competition stiff for multiple vendors to absorb that particular person. Then lead time will be less and poor internal database. So these are all the things for very good hunter knowledge. Then common sense in abundance. Then he should be organized. Then creativity and innovation should be very good. Then you should have a strong network in this field and then you should have self-confidence because when you're going for any top positions these are all the things you should need. So please understand the concept headhunting where they'll be talking about the positions for sorry where you are searching the candidates for the top positions for the company is called headhunting. Okay, please understand. So this one is actually the steps involved in headhunting. So they itself will be calling the company itself will be calling the candidates and present CVs to the client and schedule interview profiles for profiles shortlisted by that particular clients and then follow up with the client and contact with the candidate after interview to check for closures. So where they'll be having a very good link between the candidate and the company. This also mostly it will be done only by consultants. So I don't know how many of them. Mostly in this group, you are from other states. Few people are from Tamil Nadu. So in this particular minister in Tamil Nadu, in this present government, one person was having actually still is having a consultant. I want the name of the minister who is running a consultant. Consultant means is very famous consultant, and even that minister is called a prefix in his name actually. So they will tell only the company name first, and then they will be calling the person's name. The prefix will be added. That is what is a prefix means the company name actually. Like that only they will be calling. They will not call the minister name simply like that. They will be adding some prefix. What is it? Prefix means it is actually the consultant. He is very famous actually. The consultant is there in Nungambakam, consultant office, and all over India also it is there. So they'll be having a contacts with that particular persons, and they'll be arranging interviews with the companies, and finally to the clients and the candidate they'll be having creating a link, and they'll be what are all the things they are looking for they'll be finding out. So please understand, headhunting is it where the recruitment will be the selection process will be taking place only for higher uh, top management positions. Please understand headhunting concept. It will be sometimes they'll be asking in 2 mark question. What is headhunting? Thank you, Canada. Thank you, students. Today we have seen a very good topic, recruitment and selection. Please be updated every time in this particular uh, areas. Areas means I will be talking about methods of interviews and selection process about the organization. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.